What's good, beautiful people? Down here from Rolling Up Entertainment and the Hip Hop Charts, a platform to showcase the truth of creatives. It's a pleasure to connect you to individuals with different insights, ideas, and stories to help elevate your thought. Today we have a guest from Brisbane, traveled all the way to Melbourne. And outside of coming on today's podcast, he's filming his video, All Girls Are the Same, which is racking up over 60 million streams just on Spotify, not including YouTube and other streaming platforms. His come up has been completely unique. He's extremely low-key despite his crazy success. In 2020, we had the pleasure of having him on the acclaimed All-Stars MVP lineup, which was awesome. And I'm really madly excited to introduce the talented and mysterious Ronan to today's podcast.
What's up, guys? Yeah, thanks for having me on the show. And yeah, it's a pleasure, man. Really appreciate the opportunity to speak on, I guess, my experience, But yeah, really appreciate the time.
Yeah, we linked up during the week. We had like a 3-hour conversation.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy, man.
But now we're gonna record it, which is dope. There's so many.
That's it. You guys probably missed out on a few good things, but we might dig into it today.
Yeah, we'll dig into some juicy stuff,
Yeah.
bro. Give the listeners a bit of an understanding of who Ronan was before the internet, even before the internet.
Well, yeah, I didn't come with a script, but I guess the Ronan thing all started off as like I guess I was a troubled young kid. I got bullied when I was younger. I was like really fat when I was young. So like,
Yeah, you showed me the pictures, eh?
Yeah, so my thing was like, I kind of
thick.
Yeah, I was thick, bro. I was beautiful, so I lost like a lot of weight when I was a kid, and I think insight of The Mask was like a bit like not to judge a book by its cover and to really pay attention to the music and to realize, like, for example, I'm not pretty, but they'll be like, yo, he made it all because he's pretty, or he made it because of this. When you make
true.
it, they always say something. So I felt like The Mask was like a very good way of just like filtering out all the people that
All the excuses,
yeah,
right?
all the people that can't read beyond the cover, like, don't listen to my shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of the image of it. So yeah, and I was inspired by like Samurais and stuff from with The Mask, and how Ronan kind of begun was just in the shadows, I guess, like just finding inspiration of like amazing talent either overseas or near like local, and really just kind of, I don't know, you know how you kind of take your 2 cents from everyone that you've been inspired
Definitely,
by.
you take the grain of salt from every piece of everyone's story, everyone's success, both in music and outside, I'm sure.
Exactly.
Now, you've been doing this for a minute, right? Like, in
Fuck
terms
yeah.
of music, like creativity, not even music.
I was talking to the bro in the car as well. He was asking me how long I'd done it for, and I kind of just tripped out thinking about it. Like, I've been making music since I was a little kid. Like, I made like DJ remixes when I was like fucking 10. Oh, excuse my language, but yeah, I was like 10. I was doing mixes, and then no one really appreciated me back then because I was getting bullied and stuff, being who I was. And I ended up just changing, played ice hockey, played soccer. I traveled like the whole of Australia touring, playing ice hockey. And the music side of it kind of got into it after I broke my collarbone 3 times playing ice hockey. And I like fucked up my knees and my hips playing soccer for Melbourne Victory. And I got to the point where like I was like, what did I enjoy beyond sport? And it was like the only thing I really could think of was music. Like, I listened to music on the way to school, at gym, on the way home, in between sessions.
So you wanted to be an athlete, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
That was like your vision of like, I'm gonna be an athlete. Did you have tunnel vision for that?
Dead set. Like, I wanted to go to the AIS. I wanted to do, like, for sport. I did that when I was a kid. Went to the AIS in Sydney or Canberra or whatever. And, yeah, it was funny. Like, that was my plan, man. I was going to play in the NHL. I was going to be, like, a famous ice hockey player. And then life pushed me in this direction.
You would have been wearing a different mask, eh?
Yeah, man. That's it. It was totally different. And that's why, I've lived, like, I guess, multiple different lives. And I know just music found me, and it saved my life. And pretty much it was something that I dabbled with when I was a kid, and then as I got older, it just grew to be the thing that kept me alive. So it's been my girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? My music.
Now, and your parents were into music as well, right? Like, your mum was a touring agent.
Yeah, so my mum,
tour manager.
My mum used to tour manage INXS, and then when I was born, pretty much she just stopped that lifestyle and went to just raising. She was a single mum. And yeah, it's kind of a funny situation. But yeah, so my dad, he plays guitar and stuff. But for example, I've never seen my mum and my dad in the same room.
Jeez, yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing. But my dad, he's an amazing guitarist, and I just saw the passion for both of them with music, and I saw that was the one thing that never left our family. Was like, you know how people just come and go with their passions, and I saw like, I've done so much shit, bro, in my life, and I was like, fuck, well, if my dad still likes it, he's 50, 60, I was sitting there like, bro, I'm sure I'm going to like it in 30, 40 years, So I thought in my head, why not just start now, like, and, one day, hopefully it works out type of stuff. Yeah.
And what I love about your journey the most out of anything in your journey is you started from Centrelink, and you're now at a stage where people dream about this, literally in those situations of, man, one day I'm gonna be there. One day they have sleepless nights. They dream about hustling to get to their dreams, decades, and you're there.
Yeah, it's like, it's kind of funny, man. Like, everyone would think it's like it's so cliche, but I remember being on the other side of the camera and watching people and being like, oh, like, one day it'll be my turn. One day it'll be this. One day I'll get my shot. And I realized, yeah, it's like, it comes with a lot of hard work, a lot of shit no one ever will understand or comprehend. You have to deal with, and like, shit just changed overnight. But I worked for like nearly 10 years for this, So it's like, it's one of those things that like no one will ever comprehend that, you know what I mean? But it's something that it's so beautiful, so enlightening, and also so self-destructive at the same time. Where
and I'm keen to get to both of those highs and lows throughout the podcast, though.
Yeah.
How do you wake up now? Because obviously you're like you wake up and you've gone from 0 to 100.
Yeah.
In a snapshot. And do you question almost question your reality, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I know. Yeah, like, I still like, my ups and downs are worse now. Like, they used to be like, my ups were like, oh, yo, anything was good. Because when you're on the bottom, anything, anything's nice. But it's like, I know, as quick as this skyrocketed, it was kind of like going from, I know, like, certain people saying, yo, I don't want anything to do with this guy anymore. Like, no more business. I don't fuck with you like that. And then it's like, neck minute, oh, he's my best friend. And it's like, bro, like, you guys have been here for 5 minutes. Like, I've been doing this for like 10 years, bro. I met you guys like 6 months ago. And it's like this shit where they feel entitled to your money, your time, and everything. And it's so weird where you have to like teach these kids a lesson, and like they think they can't comprehend a lesson coming from someone younger than them or someone more successful. But it's like, some people just need to fucking take it on the chin and go, fair enough. Like,
It sounds like you've dealt with your fair few of people that have taken advantage. It sounds like it, at least.
Too many, man. Yeah.
Well, how are you dealing with it now in the present?
I don't think
You're not.
You're learning to cope with it.
I
think learning to cope with it. It's more like yeah, for example, like a situation occurs where like someone in past, I would have been like, oh, sorry, man, blah, 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 and worked around it. Now it's a bit like, I got like, my time's very precious, where I'll be like, look, bro, it's not working out, leave. Like, I kind of would just keep it very short.
It sounds like you're setting boundaries for yourself, which is real healthy, right?
Exactly. Because I think a lot of people, the one thing that is bad is when you have too much tunnel vision, like, you'll be in last place. But like, it's good to listen to everyone, but make sure you're not around the people that are there for the wrong reasons. Because you'll find like, when you do have success, like, I haven't even fucking reached the start of it, man. Like, that's the funny thing. It's like, people be like, well, he did so well, but that thing, that was just a situation. I don't even care. Like, people be like, wow, I love that song. I love it, man, but I've got so much more to give. And it's something that, yeah, for example, your friends, you'd like, bro, you'll lose all these people just for a fucking song. Like, like, as in, it's weird to even comprehend arguing with like people you grew up with and be like, yo, I don't know, like, someone laughing at your success. You're like, oh, laughing at you having 3 million streams, like, at the time, which was months ago. And he was like laughing at it, and I'm like, what's funny about that? And I'm like, and he's like, bro, you just keep posting the same song and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, bro, it's because I'm on Centrelink, bro. I actually know how to market. Or you guys are fucking retarded. Like, in my head, it's just hilarious where trial and error, people think that, like, I don't know how to explain it. I've always been on the opposite side. Why I always called myself Ronan was because I always felt like someone taught me, pick a name that reminds you of your past and your future. So
that right there, you said it last time. Pick a name that reminds you of your past and your future.
Exactly.
It's like endless. It's infinite, right?
Exactly. And that's like the reason I kind of went with that is because I realized that, yeah, there's some people, man, you're gonna probably have to leave. Some friends you're gonna have to, like, not even like leave forever, bro. It's just they can't comprehend your reality. You don't need to spend all your energy and emotion trying to get it across, because like I feel like there's some people there's some things don't need to be said, and then there's some people who don't need to be saved either. Like some people, for example, my mum and all these other people, they're the only people I really need to take care of. And all, like, other than that, I don't remember any of those guys feeding me. I don't remember them putting me in their house. I don't remember them giving me an opportunity to get my song out there. I don't remember them doing anything for me. So
if they weren't there during the rough, like now that you're on the high.
That's what I mean. But they always, that's the funny thing. You'll find people are proud of you, but no one's really proud of you. They're just like jealous or optimistic and feel like this is their chance to have something similar happen. But instead of just embracing the success, you know, like, so some people wouldn't even just go congrats. They're like, bro, I'm so proud. And like, they kind of just have a bit of an underlined meaning behind their thing. Like, it's not, it's never really.
There's an underlying reason why they're showing you all this praise.
Yeah. And I see it. I'm not dumb. Like, I know like the people that hang around me will be for certain reasons, but it's like, you always got to test your friends like every day, because like people change, you know what I mean? So like someone might be having your best interest at heart today, but tomorrow it might change. So it's like every day I'll just be evaluating my team, my situation. And for example, like getting rid of your friends is probably the easiest thing, bro. Like regarding like if you're gonna keep all of them and then you have all this success, it's like, bro, you're gonna go broke, and then when you need money, man, they're not gonna be there. Like that's the one thing that's funny, is you always realize people are there when they get something, but they're never there when you need something.
So how do you usually vet your friends that are in your close circle at the moment?
What, like test them or something?
No, like I guess, how do they stay in that circle and be close with you? Like what values do they have to be around yourself?
More like just appreciating not just my time but their own time, and like just being very decisive. Like just people that you can tell with frequency. Like when you're making a song and you ask for a suggestion and they go, "Oh, yo," like, yeah, okay, we're on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Like people that, "Oh, I don't know," blah, blah. Like, you know, there comes a time where you just see like where your friendship or your usefulness lies with other people.
Sounds like you need to be around people that are moving. Like, you need that energy to say, okay.
Just for example, like once you're moving, man, like I don't know how to explain it, but if you're just around people that, like, if I was around all the people that I was with when I was on like Centrelink and stuff, and I was sitting around just smoking cones all day, like, bro, I still do that, but you know, at the same time, like the way I used to do it was different, and I was around the wrong people and around leeches and stuff. But yeah, I could go in depth with that for ages. But
so going back to your influences. We've talked offset about X, Triple X, Tentacion, and rest in peace X. His influence and impact on definitely the culture. We both know that. Everyone knows that. The person listening to this knows that. But for yourself, what's his impact been for your everything? And I'm not just talking music, because it's different.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that, because we spoke about that a little bit before. But yeah, man, it's been insane, because like my journey, like I said, I was playing sport, I was doing all this other stuff before, and there came a time in my like younger years, I just had a situation that fucked up my whole entire life, and I could never go back. I pretty much broke up with my girlfriend, and then all this shit went down, and then I made Shook and like started off my music career and all this stuff. But X pretty much, I know, like I fell in love with a lot of music. Like I was someone that would listen to like Hans Zimmer, fucking Poya, Ghostman, Justin Bieber, Amy Winehouse, like bro, like even Nine Inch Nails, there's Marilyn Manson, there's so many people I could go on for days about, but X was just the first person I ever heard that like spoke to my heart. It wasn't just like, yo, this is dope, you know what I mean? It was like, this was like, I felt something spiritual.
And do you remember a story of like where you were internally and externally at that time when you were listening to that music?
Yeah, it was like I was listening to it on and off. Like I was out of home, so people that don't know, I moved out of home when I was like 15 or something, and I was sleeping in the garage and trying to find my house and going to high school on my own, all this shit. Fuck, man, I even lost a kid. So much shit happened. And XXX pretty much just his music, bro. Like I was listening to it while I was walking on the side of a highway, and it's a hard one, but I was just nearly walked in front of the highway, bro, and
that's what. And you're here, bro.
Anyway,
you're here.
It's a touchy subject, but
yeah, definitely. And you know what? It's because so many people will connect with this and realize that they're not the only one. You know what I mean? They're not the only person. And like hearing your story as a testament to that. This shit's fucking possible.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I mean?
That's it. It's one of those things, guys. I remember I used to sit in my room and I told myself one day, yeah, I'm gonna work with X before I die, because that was my promise to myself that day. And then when he passed away, I was like, fuck. It was like another hard situation. But then after that, pretty much I just realized with that you need to always see the positive things in life, guys. Like, whether it be, you know, X passing away or whether it be your parents passing away, whatever it be, make them proud. And
you know, there's a Twitter post that you wrote a while back, and I feel like it alludes to what we're talking about at the moment. And because we're talking about fear, and I'm sure a lot of fears came up, and your mind would have been so clouded at that time, and X finally gave you something to connect to. But this was the Twitter post, and it was, limits like fears are often just an illusion.
Oh, that's funny. I've actually got that tattooed on me. Because I was like, literally, it's just like way. I got that thing.
Boom.
You can't see too well, maybe in the screen. But yeah, limits like fears are often just an illusion. And like that was a saying by Michael Jordan that I know just resonated with me with like, yeah, like don't weigh yourself up to what other people think of you. Because if I would have done that, I would have been dead years ago. Or I would be still on Centrelink. I would be a bum. I'd be on Centrelink. I'd probably be a junkie, bro. Like, if I listen to people, bro, I would never have achieved what I've achieved. And the funny thing is no matter how much you achieve, people will still try and tell you you can't achieve shit. And it's so funny because I still have people that don't believe in me.
Crabs are still always going to try to be there to bring you down, bro.
That's it. Like, bro, like I was telling you guys, like, XXXTentacion, my manifestation of that was only 4 years ago or something. And this is, you know, I've got a whole entire EP, unreleased EP, with Robbie, who's one of the producers, XXXTentacion's producers. He did Revenge, he did Bad, What Are You So Afraid Of? Like, this is manifestation that started off in my bedroom on Centrelink, guys, and like kind of, you know, it got to the point now where, bro, I've spoken to Interscope, RCA, every single label you could ever think of. Like, I spoke to everyone that signed, I spoke to the people that signed Little Peep, I spoke to the people that signed X, my boss signed Ed Sheeran, signed Pharrell Williams, signed like 24K Golden, signed all these crazy people, Don T. Oliver. I go on for fucking days. Like, my co-manager is Sean Paul. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I'm sitting here like, and then motherfuckers in Australia don't even know me, bro. And it's hilarious. Like, and I can't wait because what I feel like is, yeah, just always try and take the positive route. And I realized that I could have, in so many ways, fucked up my situation
by burning bridges.
Yeah, like by burning bridges. Yeah, because like people don't realize, like, blowing up. You know, people be like, "Why don't you drop new music? Why don't you do that?" It's like there's so much shit way beyond that. They could never comprehend that. There's no point even talking to them about it. So it's like it's kind of, yeah, like finding those right people, like we were talking about a bit earlier, and like is probably the best thing you could ever do, because like it's such a toxic environment that you need like family and friends around. Otherwise, this shit ain't gonna work. Pull down, yeah. Like this shit ain't gonna work. You'll end up being like MC Hammer broke or some shit. You know what I mean? Like shit's not gonna work out if you're around the wrong people, because they just leech. And like when it comes the day that they make $1, I'll give a guy $1,000. When he gets his money, it'll be like, oh, here's 50. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how people work, because they just don't like to give. So it's about seeing those people that give. Whether it be, for example, man, I could sit here and fuck it, I could fucking get us an Uber to Perth right now. You know, so imagine if you bought me a beer, man. That's like to me, that's enough respect that I'm like, yo, I appreciate that. You know, like that's enough for me to go, okay, he actually cares. Like, you know, enough to get me a beer.
When we going to Perth, bro.
Yeah, we're going to Perth soon, bro. But yeah, you get what I mean there, man.
I definitely get what you mean. So now it's about finding those people that give as much as you give. You're right. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you don't
pretty much, man. It's like, because you always find people who are half-assed, and my dad always told me, like, if you want something done properly, do it yourself. So, like, if people aren't going to be on the same page or work hard, fuck off. Like, you know, and at the same time, I'll say that too. There's a lot of people I know in Australia that have talent, but there's a lot of things to make a superstar. It's not just good music. It's not just good looks. It's not just fucking whatever it be. Bro, there'll be people out there thick as fuck or ugly and still making millions of dollars. It takes a lot of things. It takes, like, for example, like being able to hold your tongue, watch out for your pride. Don't sit there and be like, yeah, for example, I know, for example, this interview, I'll go, oh, I don't want to come on it because you're friends with this guy and I don't like him. That's what other people be like. And it's like, people just need to fucking grow up and realize that we're in Australia, and this is something that, for example, you're doing this show too, and like shout out to everyone watching this, because like everyone needs to follow the bro, because this thing is something that's going to build the culture differently, and the right people to speak on it is going to incite the country in the right direction, because everyone's been like, not to be that person, bro, but I've been watching this scene since, you know, and I won't say the names, but since all these big people around here were no one, and it's insane where like you blow them out of the water, bro, and then
Yeah,
none of them show love.
That's an interesting thing that I don't think a lot of people realize. Like for instance, you got 60 million streams. Like
it's like 62. I don't even know.
Yeah,
that's on Spotify alone. Yeah,
like the Kid Leroy didn't have those type of streams.
That's what I mean,
a minute
man.
ago.
And you know what? It's like
which I don't think people will believe, but
yeah, people won't.
It's
true.
I
remember the Kid Leroy when he had like 500 followers, and I hit him up and I knew he was talented, and like, dude, congratulations, eh? Like, he's honestly, like, he's done the country proud, but I feel like there's a lot more that could be done, and besides that, it's just a step in the right direction, for one thing, and, but yeah, it's just a pain in the ass, man, when you kind of work your whole life for something, and then just watch, like, people either step over you, ignore you, and then you surpass all of their wildest dreams, bro. Like, people literally will spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to try and achieve what I've achieved on this song. And like, I spent $700, and it took me like 4 years of like trial and error with like research.
And hold that because I want to dive into that in a minute.
That's what I mean.
Let's jump into your DJing journey, because I know a whole lot of people don't know that you're a DJ, right?
Yeah, like I used to be a DJ more back in the day, and I appreciate bringing that up too, because yeah, it's like there's so much going on. My character's like uncomprehendable. Like that's why some people won't understand, but the story won't make sense until it's told, and you're only seeing like,
that's what we're here for.
You know, like those situations where like someone's read the cover and they go, oh, he's pretty cool. You know, it's like, bro, there's so much shit to go where it's like I can't even explain. But I feel like one of the sayings that is like really relevant is just don't talk the talk, walk the walk, and just stop trying to get approval. Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Just do it. You just do it. Yeah, that's my favorite philosophy. Yeah, shout out to Nike. Yeah. And then that's about it for that.
So your last major set was at the Lunar Festival, which was crazy in 2021. And you actually performed at the last one in 2019 or 20.
Oh yeah, so that one was down in Port Macquarie. That was like 2-3 years ago. I don't know if many of you know of it, but in the DJ realm, I used to with the Ronin thing. So basically, yin and yang. That's why I'm half tattooed, half not tattooed.
Hey.
It's like if you don't like this side, you can have the other side. And then it's basically when I DJ. That's where like I wear the mask. I don't know if you guys see, but I wear the mask when I DJ, and when I perform, you see me. And this is where you get to know me. But when I wear the mask, it's don't talk to me. I'm going to play my music. You know what I'm saying? That's the vibe. And it's like when I don't wear the mask, that's where it's like a personal performance. Where you get to, you see the man behind the mask type of shit. And with the DJ aspect was like, dude, I got inspired by a couple people as well. There was like Avicii, there was Dead Mouse and Marlo as well. And I know you might know of a couple of them, but basically, yeah, the DJ stuff started off with me cleaning in nightclubs, bro. So I was like cleaning cups. I was, hey guys, you guys.
Yeah, you touch on that.
Yeah,
don't miss the details on that.
That's what I mean. I was that guy walking around like, hey guys, any spare cups, blah blah blah, and just hustling, bro. Like any kid, leaving high school, just trying to grind. And I saw this DJ Timmy Trumpet. He came into a club I worked at, Platinum Nightclub on the Gold Coast, and I was sitting there and. Bro, he just had this performance, this introduction that, like, took my breath away. Like, it was like a holy shit, like, a what the fuck moment. Like, and I'm just obsessed with frequencies, sounds, and music. And I sat there like, I've seen everyone come through that place. Like, everyone, like, the hottest chicks you ever could think of come DJ, all these other people. And, like, this was one person that it just, like, made me consider, like, fuck this, I'm put my tray down, I don't care.
Literally question your reality of where you're going.
Yeah, what I'm doing and, like, where I wanted to go. So the DJ aspect, I pretty much, just started, I downloaded an app on my phone. I started DJing on my phone, just learning, and I was really entrepreneurial where, like, I was already going out, like, oh, hey, man, can I get a DJ set? Like, when I get my decks, can you get me a set, da-da-da, and they were like, oh yeah, but then they were lying, but it's all good. I know how it is. So it was funny, man. So it's been like fucking long hours, but anyway.
Now, you meeting Timmy Trumpet, then later on at the Lunar Festival, who was essentially
idol, man.
an idol, a mentor,
Mm.
a role model.
Yeah, and like
And now
so-
you're working alongside him
Yeah,
to
yeah.
like being the person that you saw such
Mm.
at high level. Now you're DJing alongside him at a festival.
Yeah. So like how that kind of progressive like thing started, man, was like like seeing him in my club, and then just bro. So how I got that gig was like, it was so funny. I had to I got an offer while I was walking around cleaning cups, and I got a text from my bro. He was like he was more of a doof. I don't know if you know
large festivals.
you know, live music festivals out in the bush and stuff like that. So he sent me a gig in New South Wales. I was like, oh, it's like, well, I'm looking around, like
Yeah.
anything's better than
Yeah,
this, bro.
I mean, I'd
Yeah,
rather
it's-
not mop the floor than
Yeah,
pick
yeah.
up people's shit.
Exactly. So I was like, all right, let's go. And so pretty much I planned it. It was like 6 months ahead. I know it was so far ahead, but I was like, whatever, cool. I booked it in, and then bro, like went down, and I didn't know who was like playing and shit. Went down. Maybe it was 5-6 hour drive. Get there, bro. Had the shittiest tent, the worst sleep ever. Didn't sleep. Like it was probably the shittest time ever, bro. And I went there, didn't get paid. I had the last set as well, and then it was funny because when the last set came, it was like my decks didn't work with ones that I got like when I got there, and it was just a fucking big issue, and the speaker was fucked up because everyone was like doofing for like 3 days, so they're all like messed up. And so I'm closing the set, so everyone's like fucked up. And they're like, yeah, have fun. So I was like, imagine I played that, and I just like, you know, music's my love of my life, so I just sat there and I played what I could, and went home, and then I got like a message. He's like, hey man, you know, if you want, there's a gig in a couple months. It's going to be like a couple mainstream sort of EDM artists and stuff. If you want to go, I don't know who it is, but if you want it, you go tell me right now. And I was
And
like,
then you're like, oh yeah, clean
Yeah, I was
clean
looking-
clothes,
I was-
messing around with clubs, or try to live my dreams. Yeah, we'll go with this living the
that's
dreams
it.
one, eh?
And so like, you know, I took the time off work ahead of time, obviously, you know, because, you know, nightclubs are annoying. You kind of when you work weekends and you're not there, and it's like there's only a couple people, if you don't go, like, you'll probably get fired. You know, so it was like those situations where you gotta hit them up way before. And but yeah, so anyways, went down to Luna, and then there was Timmy Trumper on the headline, Will Sparks, like Sinky Sound System, Joel Fletcher, fucking, I don't know,
Biggest names of Australia.
Kutcher, there's a couple of people. And yeah, man, it was just sitting there after cleaning cups, you know, and then going from that to this, I was like, what the fuck, man? I was like, and this is the best part about the Ronin mask, was a bit more or less like, yo, like, I don't give a fuck what you see here. It's more or less like, well, the mask is more or less what's on the inside is something where, I don't know, like, take me seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't fuck around. So it's funny when I got there and Luke Owen was there and shit. And, like, I remember, like, half the people, bro, just thought it was, like, funny with the mask or didn't understand it. But it's like, people can't understand what they can't comprehend. You know what I mean? And it's kind of funny where, like, within time, like, reveals all. So it was kind of funny where I was sitting there and speaking to all the artists, like, I went through and asked for advice and, like, you know, just, what do you reckon?
Yeah.
What do you reckon? And, dude, like, all of them, like, I was kind of disappointed. Like, you know, I was like, hey, man, what do you suggest I do? I thought they were going to give me an email or something and tell me where to go, you know, but it was like, oh, just keep going. And I'm like, what? Like, and then I asked someone else, and, like, pretty much an hour-long conversation of the same thing. He's like, oh, keep going. And then, like, I get in the conversation with Tim, and I was like, this one I wanted more than anyone. And I was like, man, look, I idolize you. Like, what do you recommend I do? I just want some advice. And he's like, just never give up, man. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I was like, yeah, because at the same time, it's inspiring, but at the same time, it was like, bro, I wanted,
this isn't one I wanted
yeah,
to
I
hear.
wanted some secrets, like some cool shit, you know? And
Was
then,
the 64 cheat sheet book,
where's
or like
key to
the
success?
USB? Where
You know
was
what
it
I mean?
at?
That's what it felt like. And I kind of was like, I don't know, it was a moment too where I realized that everyone there, once I analyzed everything, I was like, everyone's there for a song, or someone's there because they were hired for a reason or a song or a moment that they made. And I realized, like, I wasn't a big producer, but I was a big rapper singer at the time, and I was like, why not just, like, push my effort into, I'm doing this DJ stuff, but it seems to be like my home city wouldn't give me a gig. Even the nightclubs I worked at wouldn't give me sets. They gave me one set, and then the other people that DJ'd got shitty about it because they were like, oh, you know, you touch my toys type of vibe. They like got all mad. And yeah, and then I couldn't play again, and I was so mad, bro, because all these, like, you'd be in a city full of nobodies, and they'll be complaining about, oh, this guy's better than him, and they're all no one, bro. So it's like, why don't you just fucking work together? Like, I'm more successful than any of them will ever be, and they never gave me an opportunity. Like, if they gave me one set, bro, I could like give them a feature, save them 10 grand, save them 5K. Like, why wouldn't
Instead
they?
of collaborating, more ego got in the way, right?
That's what I'm saying. And that's like where ego, you're going to leave your ego at the door, or you're going to either lose friends, lose money, lose opportunity, lose love, whatever it will be. But leave your ego at the door, because like most people don't realize that people with success, they go like, oh, he changed, or he's this, or he's a bit rude now, he's this. It's like,
you change.
Yeah,
damn
like,
right.
Yeah,
Isn't that
like,
the point?
It's the point of like, bruh, you get tired of people walking over you, man. Like, I'm so nice, bro. Like, if you ask anyone, like, oh, what has like Ronan done? Like, if someone didn't like me, be like, what has Ronan done to make you mad? Be like, oh. And they think about, they write it down and be like petty as fuck. You know, I'm sitting there like, bro, I've never done anything bad to anyone. So it's funny when you have all this bad energy. It's just like, you need to be a dick. You need to be like, bro, fuck off. Because like, you had enough of it sometimes, you know? And like,
you need to respect yourself.
Bro,
so like, coming back to setting those boundaries, right?
Yeah, like exactly. For example, man, like I'm like so diverse where I'd be that kid at school that would hang out with the nerds in the library. I'd hang out with the kids playing ping pong. I'd hang out with the kids playing soccer. The ones like the cool kids are sitting there chatting. I'd hang out with everyone. And the thing is, like, I'm very like not only versatile with music but with like people as well. So it's just funny where like you see how closed off the community might be. I don't know, because of their beliefs or whatever. But it's funny. I think like, people need to fucking, listen to people that speak from experience, not just like take it as like he's competition or he's this. It's like, bro, just use my knowledge, use what I'm saying, go fucking make something happen. You know what I mean?
Stand on the shoulders, right?
Yeah, don't even talk about me, just do your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I do, and that's why I'm here. Like, I'm not here, you know, for anyone else. You know, that's the thing. I'm here because this is my dream, and I'm here not to impress my ex or impress my mum anymore. I'm not here for anyone else, and I'm here for my fans now. Where it's like, that's the main thing. And kind of, it started off as like a thing for myself, but kind of turned into a thing bigger than me, and kind of grew into something that, you know, even when I do get sad and I'll be like, oh shit, man, like all this money or whatever, I'll fuck this place, you know, like, you know, I still go, there's people here that need me like X was for me. You know what I'm saying? So there's a very different feeling now.
So what grounds you? What self-talk is that grounds you, that says, that kind of keeps you in check? That,
you know what's funny?
Whether it's your values or
you know what's so funny?
Yeah, hear me.
Never give up. I'm serious.
It's a full circle.
It's that stupid thing where I remember that's what I'm saying, when people see me and they're like, give me some advice. And I tell them what Timmy and everyone told me, because it's like, yeah, like that's the facts. It's just never give up, man, because you'll realize that you'll see how much this means to people. If someone gives like, oh, I tried this for a year, it didn't work out, blah blah blah, it's like it didn't mean anything to them. You know, like people work their whole entire lives and never accomplish anything in music because they love music. You know what I'm saying? Like, people might make it to 70, still play guitar on the street because they love music. You know, it's not about being famous, but it's like kids these days, bro. Like, when I started rapping in Australia, like, there was like a handful of us. Like, and especially underground rap scene, there was like probably fucking me, like 2 people. There's probably like 2 people in Australia, bro, that like made that music. So for now, it's at this point where everyone just sees this clout and they go like, oh, yo, I'm going to be a rapper now because this guy did it and he did this. It's like, bro, evaluate your life. What did you do? Like, for me, I played sport. I listened to music my whole life. I did that. Like, bro, I could have been a fucking graphic designer.
Yeah.
You know, like, I did Photoshop when I was a little kid, editing, a whole bunch of stuff. I could be a record exec, like, a whole bunch of stuff. But I find kids these days are getting inspired for the wrong reasons. Like, you need to get inspired for you, not inspired because this guy's doing this on the stage.
Man,
and you
so
know what
many
I'm saying?
facts, bro.
You know
You're
what I'm
spitting absolute facts.
That's what I do, man.
This is purely like, if you're picking up on what Ronan is actually saying, it's so real. It's like,
Thanks, man,
but I feel like the person listening will be like, yes, I've heard this before. It's so simple, but you end up realizing the simplicity is what makes it so hard.
Yeah, and like the thing is too, like, for example, my mother, even my grandparents, they're not around anymore, but like, you know, there's things where you don't realize they're big kids too, just like us, man. You know, like, we're all big kids at the end of the day. We all have lessons to be learned, and you can never know everything. So it's something where even my mum, I have to sit there and teach her lessons. You know what I'm saying? Teach my dad lessons, like grown fucking people, bro. And you just got to realize that it's like, there's always room for improvement. There's always room for like compromise or whatever it is in situations. But that's why I find it funny, because it's like people just work differently recently. I don't know, but I'm excited for the day that when Australia is woke, and like it's just gonna be insane, bro. Because there's a lot of talent here, but there's a lot of idiots, kind of in telling them where to go. You know what I'm saying? Like they need the right people.
And then you're coming from that place and realizing, actually, no, just focus on yourself. Focus on yourself.
Yeah, bro. Like,
Keep moving on
how many
yourself.
times, for example, like, and this is facts. I'm gonna speak on this because it's fair enough, and I feel like no one probably has. But I remember the Killer Roy. Like, I remember this kid when he was nobody, man, and I was like, "Yo, let's work." And he never saw my message. Like, I'll be real, he never saw my message. And like, I'm sitting there, like, I got so mad when he like got signed, bro. I was like, what the fuck? Like, it was jealousy. It was jealousy. And like, jealousy is love and hate at the same time. So like, all it is they, like, for example, because I'm not your best friend, I'm gonna hate him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if I was your best friend, I'd be like, oh, hey man, you know. But that's how people are. So it's like, what I realized is like, I know with the success and all that stuff, like the Killer Roy, what I'm trying to say is like, you can never really comprehend someone's potential, and it's something that like it can come from anywhere. It can come from someone, fucking, I don't know, Kazakhstan. Like, it can come from anywhere. But it's like, the one thing is though, like, when you actually get like, when you got those right people around you, man, I just feel like everything starts to fall in place, and you feel like God is real. Like, there's a time where I remember I like gave up on everything like multiple times, and I still to today kind of give up sometimes. But the thing about the spirituality that's very real, once you experience a moment like I did, you feel like, fuck, like, you know, this is well beyond me. You know what I mean? This is like something that, you know, you can only manifest so much. But when
you can only do so much on your own. There has to be something else.
Like something else that clicks and happens, and like just like it's phenomenal that this kind of situation happened to me. But regardless of that, man, I'm just like excited. Not only that, because we're at the forefront of like one of the biggest moments in Australian history of all time. Because like, pardon me, like half the people in Australia, man, like they've gone overseas. But don't get me wrong, they're very talented. Like Killer Roy, shout out Killer Roy, he's fucking killing it. Not talking about him.
Now you see him in a completely different light. I guess because you're in that position, and now people are messaging you. You're seeing it on a different level, at a different perspective. So how are you seeing it now?
That's what I'm saying. So like with the Killer Roy, that's what I was like. I used to get mad that he had that success and I had that jealousy. But throughout my success and the time that I dropped All Girls the Same, just before I dropped it, I had to have a time of self-evaluation, or like to evolve. And like there was a point where I was like, okay, why is this not working for me? And you got to calculate it. Like, calculate this shit, guys. You sit there and be like, okay, you know, these guys aren't being this and that. And then you realize that it's like, maybe I'm the problem.
Boom.
Yeah, you know
Boom.
what I'm saying? And I'm trying to say, like, that's the moment that happened, man. It changed my life forever. And I'm going to tell you guys, if you try that, just want anyone that cares, try it. And then give me a call when you like have some success, and you'll be like, "Fuck, you're actually right." Because people out there that don't believe me, tell me how much is in their bank, or tell me what they're doing with their life. 'Cause I bet you they're fucking doing.
So look at yourself. Take a look at yourself. Give Ronan a call in 3 years from now.
That's it.
We're taking a deep look in. Look in the mirror. I talk to myself in the mirror.
That's it.
And
it's so positive.
You have to check yourself real quick. It's pretty hard to lie in the mirror, man. When you talk it out loud.
And that's like, for example, like that was the thing that I found very spiritual, like enlightening, to get those messages and then feel what, like, you know, like not like similar, but you know how Leroy would have felt with me messaging him, and other like hundreds of people messaging you just for a like clout or whatever reason, or even if they like your music, bro. Like, you just be so busy now that like they can't comprehend your world anymore, and they get offended by that, you know. And it's nothing to be offended by. It's like, it's just my reality. It's not their reality. It's other people's reality.
It's a reflection of themselves, how they take it, right?
Yeah. So for example, like if I see someone, I tell them, yo, I'm busy, I gotta do this, and like they take it, oh sweet, no worries, man, I'll catch you tomorrow. You're like, okay, cool. Here's a smart motherfucker. You know, like when you tell someone, they're like, oh, what do you mean, man?
That's what I'm saying. It's just it goes back to the thing of, it's just them staring at themselves in the mirror. Because
exactly.
There's not an actual problem with you. It's a problem with themselves.
That's why, like, I say that jealousy is love and hate at the same time, because it's like, you just get like this energy where you know that if you message them, like I've had people, bro, that say fuck Ronan, blah blah blah, and then like I go, bro, what's your problem? And then they're like, oh hey man, love your music, hey, that's it, bro. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
People are weird.
Like he like pestered me, he got heaps of people to message me, and
that's hilarious.
Then he just said like shit, like he loved me afterwards, and I was like, that moment, bro, was like, I wasted almost like an hour getting mad at
So
this
much
kid. Like, I
energy.
almost, yeah, bro. So that's why you could cut people off, because you realize, bro, I'll sit there for a whole day and think about someone that doesn't give a fuck about me, that I've literally gotten them work, gotten them gigs, gotten them clout, gotten them on the Billboard charts, changed their life, bro. And they sit there with the utmost disrespect, and you sit there like dwelling on it for days or weeks or months even, and you're like, you got to get to a point, bro, where you go, enough's enough. You know, and there's a point where you just, it clicks, and that's why at the moment I was saying, like, I realized I was the issue with, and when I saw the Kid Laroi success, and I was like, why is this happening for him, and blah blah blah, and then I realized maybe you just work fucking hard, like, you know what I mean, and then so
maybe he actually did some work, and it wasn't just sending people DMs,
and it wasn't just like, bro, it wasn't just like freaking digging a hole, like you actually at the right place at the right time. It wasn't just like, oh yeah, let's just start digging, bro, you know what I mean? Like, you're at the right place, you find your gold, you know. That's the one thing that not a lot of people understand. And speaking your dreams into existence, that's the thing. Like, when you say you're talking to yourself in the mirror, like positive like affirmations are so important, because like, like recently, bro, that's the same thing I do. Even with all the success, my anxiety's 10 times worse, because like motherfuckers be like,
so much more happening.
People didn't care when I dropped music, but now they be like pestering me day in day out, you know. And it's like, you feel like it's not how it used to be. So there's like, you do need to like alter to your situation, and other people don't, because their life hasn't changed. You know, so it's like one of those things too, where not even that, like, you might even talk to your idols, bro, and you realize they're not who you thought they were. Or you'll meet people and like labels or whatever it may be, or distributors, like, and other things, and you just realize what this thing's all about, and you're like, and then you talk to like some little kid that's like 14 in Brisbane or some shit, and he thinks he knows everything about the industry, and you're like, all good. Like, instead of sitting here just telling him he's an idiot, you just leave it. You know, just keep
they'll
moving.
figure it out.
They'll figure it out, because they won't be anywhere. You'll be in LA and fucking doing all this shit, and they'll be one day looking on TV telling their kids.
And sometimes it doesn't.
I knew him.
Sometimes it won't matter how much you say, unless they're willing to truly accept it, right?
Exactly.
Until they're at a level to accept the
like,
truth.
That's like my friends, man. They're able to hear the truth. Like, I tell them, like, even if they don't like it, bro, I'll tell them like, yo, I don't like you. Oh, I love this song, man. Do you want to jump on it? And I'm like, yo, I'll listen to it, and then like, I don't like it, and I'll be like, yo, like, instead of telling them like, yo, this is shit, or this is good, like, it's good, but it's just not for me, I'll just say it straight away, instead of wasting like hours
your time,
days of time, weeks of time. Just get over and done with, man. Just be real from the second it's said.
Now let's talk on making music.
Oh, bro,
let's talk on All Girls Are the Same, the song that literally switched your whole direction of life, your career in music, your DJing, your everything. Tell us how you made that, where you were internally, where you were externally when you made that.
That's crazy. Appreciate that question. It's kind of funny, honestly. Like, I was in a studio in Brisbane, in just like a community studio, and like, we're playing through some beats, and then one of these beats came on. I was like, ooh, what the fuck? And it just like blew my, I don't know, it just gave me a feeling, bro. And I just just snapped on it. I just did a quick freestyle at the start, and I was like, I think I was like, all these demons are dancing inside. I know it. I did that thing, and then I was like, fuck, that's cool. And I went home and I just sat on it and tried to rearrange the song. Worked on it for like about 7 months or something. So I recorded it like in that week, and just at home with like, you know, similar to this shit, like a home setup, just my laptop and stuff, and recorded it. And it was funny, man. So like, spent months and months editing that shit. Like, I dropped it 2 months before I dropped on all platforms. I dropped it like 2 months on SoundCloud, and I was like altering it. Like, I dropped it because fuck, my fans are pissing me off. They're like, yo, please drop this song. And I was like, okay, so I dropped it, and I was like, all right, cool, enjoy. And then I was like, oh, I could alter that. Like, I was left it on SoundCloud so I could perfect it, and I was just altering it, and got it. Like, it took me 3 months of YouTube and all this extra shit, because I didn't have any help at the time. Like, take in mind, I was like,
how many different versions do you reckon you made?
Bro, there was like 70, like
70.
Yeah, you know, there was a lot.
70.
Yeah.
70 different versions.
And it was like the last, like, it was literally tweaking like 1 millisecond.
It goes to show,
everything,
it goes to show people the reps that it actually takes.
And that's like, for example, the exports of that. Bro, you know how many fucking hours I spent on those, like, working on those? So the 70 exports are like several hours of each export. So this is like, I literally spent like 8 months, like, just not really doing anything else. Like, pretty much. And it was kind of like, I worked on all my other songs, but it was just, I knew this one was perfect for what I was going for, and I just saw it in my head. Like, I just saw everything in my head. Like, I've always seen things well beyond it even happens. Like, fuck, I could probably even tell if it was gonna storm tonight. Like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, but yeah. Besides that, what's the next question?
So how did it blow up?
Because
And let's get into the details and the mechanics of
I guess
how it blew up.
So how all it started was like shout out to Trash Gang as well.
What is Trash Can for people that don't know?
So Trash Gang is like a YouTube channel that is like underground music that's kind of used to just be like, you know, stuff that wasn't played on the radio but was cool, you know, like Suicide Boys, XXXTentacion, there's Poya, there's like, Ghost Main was one of the artists that first like blew up on there as well, and a couple other people. But yeah, so they just make a bit of underground dark music for like the sad community, I guess. And yeah, so I've been
the sad community.
I guess you'd put it like that. And in like 2017 or something, I was just like finally got a song, one of my songs shook on there. But before then, I was just a big fan, so I was like kind of just watching it. And that's where I fell in love with like X and a whole bunch of like Suicide Boys and a whole bunch of people there. And then yeah, bro. So I just like. I got denied on there for like a year to get my songs on there because I was singing and doing other songs and they don't really like that shit. They were like wanting darker stuff. So I was like, cool. So I made All Girls the Same and I was like, I reckon that this one, they might like it.
I reckon they'll sell it.
Yeah, so I kind of just like put all my cards on the table, you know what I'm saying? Like just all my years of hard work and all my experience and all my ideas, just instead of doing it all different times, just do it all at once. And I was just like, yo, and I just planned this out crazily. No one cared, no one believed in me, no one ever felt anything. That's my whole entire life. So the best thing about it was I'm not a stranger to that.
Yeah, I know
You know
what's
what
coming.
I'm
I know
saying?
what's coming when I'm gonna drop this. So
yeah, so it's
no
like I
different.
was excited for like, you know, I still get it to today. I'll play a song that's better than the song, and they'll be like, "Oh, this is okay." And then it's like when it comes down to it, months later, they'll be like, "Wow, this is fucking insane." And it's like, it's because artists,
Perspective is reality, bro.
like artists see the
That's
future.
it.
Like artists start trends. Motherfuckers just join them. You know what I'm saying? Like the difference is like that's what I mean. Like the most of the culture has like I was saying, like the clout chaser culture or some shit. Half of them just want to get on the wagon because they want to be like, oh, to my girlfriend, oh, fucking, I'm cool. Look at me, I'm doing this. Blah blah blah. It's like they're not there because they actually enjoy like for example, if you don't enjoy the process, just quit. You know, like because that's one thing is like I remember before this shit happened. I remember people like talking about, you know, finding your happiness before this shit happens because it isn't. Like, money doesn't give you happiness. I remember going, oh, fucking idiots. It's like, as if I can't just buy my happiness. It's like, bro, I was almost about to fucking pay, like, for, like, 5 girls or something the other day to kind of video. And I could have, like, bro, I could have used that, you know, I could have used that, gone out, fucked a whole, like, dozen chicks, man. And done a whole bunch of shit. Could have gone to the casino, wasted it, got an apartment, all this shit. But at the end of all that, bro, everyone still goes home. They're all always use you. And at the end of it, you just, you feel used, bro. And you just feel like... Yo, I'd rather just go out on my own and do this. Like, I'd rather just... For example,
that's dope.
You know, like, I'd rather go
dope.
to the castle on my own and just spend money on my own. Just, like, it's so nice. That's why I'm running. Like, I like doing shit with just not that extra.
When I imagine Ronin as, like, a samurai, as, like, an animated character, I picture just this like, lonely dude that's, like, has a mask on or something. Has a sword. Like, the typical samurai, like, Japanese anime. Actually, you've used the animated music videos within All Girls Are the Same as well.
Yeah. That's like the anime stuff. It was kind of funny. I was tripping on. It's so funny.
For those that know, we're talking about his YouTube videos. That
if you don't know, animated music videos are just like animes kind of split very quickly edited like in amongst, so you don't get like copyright and stuff. And this anime is basically just like to kind of experience a song with an emotion to it, with a visual, but doesn't cost you thousands of dollars or whatever. And it's just like very, you know, I know it's cost effective, obviously. Like, I made my freaking first ones ever. Like, I'm a very good editor too, so it's pretty easy.
And there's like tens of millions and a few different videos on them.
Yeah, so it's like, it's kind of crazy how that community though, because the community in anime, bro, is like, for example, they might not understand or comprehend the story, but someone's watched this anime, they might like know the whole anime from start to finish. They know the characters, they love them, just like you do with fucking, what's your favorite show?
I want to say I love anime, bro.
Anime? Who's your favorite character?
Like, Attack on Titan right now is super tight, bro.
Okay, there you go, Attack on Titan. That's what I mean. That's the coolest thing. I love that one too. I've got an anime coming out with that.
Hey,
so the coolest thing ever was like, with the animes, it's just amazing to see like the people get like understand the emotion behind the character and the song playing in the background. So it's like about seeing the character and kind of understanding. Yeah, the feeling. And
it's a different way of
it's like
consuming.
It's literally a music video, but you're just seeing these cartoons portray what you're trying to get across. And yeah, it's just beautiful culture, man, and it's kind of blown up to a whole new thing now.
Your
yeah.
song also got hit, like blown up from the FaZe Clan, FaZe Flea.
Yeah, shout out to Flea. I really appreciate that. And yeah, man, that was fucking insane. I was just like, I was chilling one time and I get tagged in like Fortnite stuff quite often. And I was like, at that time, I was just like, man, I didn't think much of it. And
Another
then,
Fortnite kid, 14-year-old kid,
yeah,
doing
like
another
just,
video.
Yeah, it was just like these little kids tagging me all the time. And I was like, oh, cool. And then someone tagged me in this one and I was like, oh, and I clicked on it and I was like,
here we go.
holy shit. I was like, this guy's fucking huge, man. I was
Yeah.
like, what the hell? I was like, yo, hit me up, bro. I was like, and I full just like spammed him for ages because he had like 200, 300,000 people. I don't know. He had too many people. And he didn't know I existed on Instagram. So I was like, spamming him like, yo, hit me up, bro, blah, blah, blah. And then, yeah, he got in touch and he was like, yo, I love the song. I've been editing this video for about a month. And, yeah, he's like, I'm going to drop it soon. You know, it was just one of those moments, bro. I was like, oh, if you can, man, like, I'll whitelist it. If you can just put my links in the description, man. Like, it would mean the world if you can just credit me. And yeah, and that fucking helped me out so much, man. And so shout out to Flea. I really appreciate him. And yeah, it was crazy, though, because after he did it, bro, it was like, fucking every...
There was a compound effect from that moment,
every
right?
cat and dog made a Fortnite video, bro. Like, even TikTok's just spammed with Fortnite videos, and it's crazy. Like,
Yeah, I remember, like, if you look at your TikTok sounds for All Girls Are the Same, I was watching a few of your videos. I'm like, yo, man, there's people in India, there's people in Russia.
yeah, it's insane.
Do you even know how it hit those markets of India and Russia? And I'm talking not just like a few hundred or thousand. I'm talking millions of people that are listening to this.
It's more like, I think there's one thing that I find funny, like, that's like the secret to success isn't a key or isn't this and that. It's like, you just need to make a hit song and put it in the right place at the right time. And it's like a factor, like, for example, like, you don't get around something if someone just gives you money and you go, hey, yo, do this, blah, blah, blah. It kind of just, it comes out like that too. And this moment was so authentic and so just, like, beyond me, like, God's work. It was something that, like, yeah, it just felt like you can't replicate authenticity. You can't replicate or copy those situations. But that's the beauty of, like, the music game. Like,
Early days, we talked offline that when you first showed your friends All Girls Are the Same, what was their reaction? And the reason I asked this question for people that are doing their own projects in whatever endeavors they are, right? And they're showing their friends.
Yeah. I'll say this, guys. Like, fuck. I want to say it's so funny. Like, okay, this is one guy messaged me yesterday. He's got like, he's good artist, but it's like we had this song I did, and like he decides to go get his advice off someone with like 100 followers or some shit, and instead of just going off of my thing. But I found it interesting. Like a lot of artists, like they can't redo it. What was
like like they can't comprehend where.
Comprehend.
You know the reason. It's very interesting what you're saying. It sounds like take advice from someone you would trade places with.
Yeah.
Don't take advice.
Like, for example, like with all my friends, for example, like I was at a house party the week before it dropped, and someone was like, "Hey man, can you turn this off? It's like really depressing. Not to be mean, man. I'm sorry. It's not the vibe." And I was like, okay. I felt like kind of cut. Like, you know, I spent so long on this
is my song. I spent 7 months, 70 different versions for this one song. Here, I'm so keen to show all my friends here. Look, press play.
And they're like, nah. They're like, literally like, bro, next time, this isn't the time. And I was like, bro, like, all good. And then it's
Tear.
Yeah, low key. And then I showed even Sony Music Australia, and they were like, oh, this is pretty cool. I see where you're going with this. Keep sending us music. And, you know, it was amazing. I got hit up by all these other labels in Australia too. And, it was just that funny moment though, but you know, you get hit up by Interscope, I get hit up by all these people afterwards, but that's the funniest moment ever, because that's where you realize that these people, like, you can't be an expert at Bitcoin and Ethereum and shit, so these, like, labels, all these people, bro, just watch the stats and go, oh, this is good, and then they blow them up, whatever, oh, wow, that worked, you know what I'm saying, they don't even know, bro, it's all guessing, so it's like, it's funny where it's like, yeah, for all those people out there that have, like, songs that maybe people don't believe in, you gotta obviously be real with yourself. If you play your song and there's fucking, like, 50 people there, and like most of them say they hate it, you just maybe different style, try something new, or move on to something else. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something where
you gotta be real with it.
Yeah, you gotta be real. Like at the same time, you can't be like naive and go because Ronan did this and no one liked All Girls the Same, and now look at him.
So I'm gonna do the same, and then they just end up sending trash.
It's like this was because I'm making something that is quality, but these people are in denial or don't comprehend the next generation. So it's something that is kind of like. For for example, I was playing a song. And it's like, bro, like, I play other songs, man, that are like 10 times better than All Girls the Same. And these people say the same shit. Like, these labels, I'm like, dude, have I not already fucking proven to you that what you're saying doesn't matter? Like, you know, I'm people, like, for example, guys, yeah, like, I gave up, like, on trying to get approval of labels and all these extra people, bro. Because you'll realize that they follow the trend. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, I start fucking trends. Like, so these people can't comprehend.
So what has your experience been with labels then? Like
Honestly,
from an overall perspective of releasing songs, distribution, to where you're at now.
Pardon me. It's one of the situations. It's very complicated. It's like yeah.
The breath of
Yeah,
the breath
yeah.
out. You're like, oh,
I
jeez.
know, yeah,
Where do we start?
yeah, because it's so messed up, bro. Like I can't even get in. Like people just go, oh, millions of dollars, but they don't even fucking know what they're talking about. First of all, if there's millions of dollars, it's going to be recouped. So you're not really a millionaire. You're actually in debt by millions of dollars. Like there's situations where people think they know fucking how percentages work, but they don't know shit. Like there's percentages, for example, like with writers, people that write melodies. They might not even write lyrics.
Samples,
they came up.
much that's
Right,
to it.
there's so much shit that goes down the line that it's like you pay your manager, you pay your lawyer, you pay your fucking A&R, your manager, everyone. And it's crazy, man. Like, it gets to the point where you remember when it was easier time, when you just sit.
You're like, man, it was just easy just dropping it from my bedroom,
Yeah,
eh?
man. I kind of liked just sitting on Centrelink and just like not really people caring, because that's where I thrived. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I thrived, where no one cared, you know. So it was perfect. But yeah, it's one of those situations, man. It's like so uncomprehendable, I guess. Like getting to that stage with labels and, you know, speaking to all these people you've idolized like your entire life, or they've signed everyone that you've listened to since you were like a little kid, man, like everyone you can think of. And like even the DJ realm, like Ministry of Sound as well, not only Interscope and RCA and Sony, Universal, fucking Republic Records, like they have Drake, Post Malone, everyone. Like, bro, we spoke to everyone. And it's like,
Do you find a common theme across all of them?
oh yeah, just fucking, if I had to give you an expression or a thing, that do this. Just sit on their hands.
Yeah. So they kind of just sit on their hands and like...
Bro, they just like, I don't know how to explain it, man. I'm from Australia, so maybe it's different from my experience. But it's like, yeah, I don't know. I can't really speak on it too much. But this is one of those things where with labels, guys, it's not the be all and end all. Honestly, getting yourself a good distributor, getting yourself, building a core fan base, and don't give a fuck about anyone else. Like for example, Interscope hits you up with $1 million, bro. I bet you those fucking percentages, I bet you everything on that contract's fucked up. They have things to do with first rights. Like they have, for example, you might say, oh, you're cool, you're signed for one song or you're signed for this, but you still have to go through them to see if it's okay to drop music on other shit.
So all these things you got to be careful about. So I guess for anyone that is thinking of labels, just... be very, very cautious.
For example, don't think like this. You think, oh, labels called me. Oh, my God, my life. For example, I thought, you know, oh, my God, it's finally happened. Yeah, cool, I can relax, kick my feet up. No, it's like, this is where it just runs.
This is where it begins.
Yeah, like this is where you got to restart. You've never done this before. Like, you don't know anything. That's how it kind of be like. And, for example, the labels, man, it's incredible the amount of things they can do for you as well. But just... make sure, you realize that it isn't the be all and end all. And just like, for example, I made more money so far independently, bro, like from nothing. No one's helped, fucking nothing.
There you go.
And this is more money that I could name half the people in Australia, bro, and I've made more than they've probably, you know, for example, I probably pay my manager more than they've made the fucking whole year, bro. Like, that's how the relevance is of all these artists compared to me. And it's so funny where no one even fucking knows. It's like, anyway, it's one of those stories, right?
Well, let's speak on...
Alright, hold up. But the last thing, just with labels, is like, yeah, guys, I'd say try to stay independent. Go with a good distributor or good pub deal, distro deal. Other than that, labels are amazing, but I would say I loved it when people didn't tell me what to do. That was probably the best part about it,
Definitely, especially being your personality and character. Now, you have this line that definitely talks on and relates to your music. It's, do you ever think of suicide? Fuck all this pain you can see in my eyes. You're fucking around. You're going to pay with your life. But that's definitely something people connected with.
Yeah. That one was, it was one of those moments to me, because the song I didn't really think it was going to, you know,
That was from All Girls Are the Same.
Yeah, like I didn't think it was going to blow up like how it did, where people go, oh, you think All Girls Are the Same. It's not that. Like, I wrote it to be like, if my future wife listens to this and if she's gonna listen to this and come on a date with me, she's gonna love me, bro. Like, cause I was sitting there like, this song I'm saying like, yo, pretty much it's just like, I got no more time for no more bullshit. Like, I kind of, like I said, almost ended it years ago. So I'm already well beyond my, like attention span for life in general. So it's like anyone that I bring in, it needs to be like for forever type shit. And that's like what the song was about. It was basically, yeah, like, do you ever think of suicide? Fuck with this pain you can see in my eyes. You fucking around, you're gonna pay with your life. It was basically just, yeah, like, bro, if you see all the things they're going through, like no one will see them, but all the things they're going through, it's like, if you see all this pain you see in my eyes, don't fuck around, because it's pretty, yeah, I'll kill you. Like, whether it be remove you from my situation or whatever it be, because I don't need, like I said, removing those people you don't need anymore. And because for example, the only people that I've featured with, bro, I've changed their life. And it's so funny because they'll never admit it, but it's like all their songs they've done, I'm the only song that has like done the most streams, and at the time they all didn't like the song, and that's the funniest part. So everyone out there too, yeah, like even with success, like that's what I was saying. Like yesterday, bro, there's one dude, he's got like a couple 100,000 monthly or some shit, and he's just like, he's got great music, good dude, but I don't respect where people have like a attitude like they a Kanye, or they're like so fucking famous that they can't like I don't know, see,
they can't sit with us.
Yeah, it's just this type of thing, bro. It's hilarious. Like, I be doing shit that these cunts dream of, and I'm so humble. I'm so humble, bro. Like, I don't know, explain. Like, most people wouldn't let like half of these new people into their music videos, come in as extras, whatever. Like, I'll be sitting there talking with my extras like they're my best friend. Like, I just met them like 5 minutes ago. Like, and half these people can't like really relate. Like, I know there's a lot of fake motherfuckers in this scene right now, but
let's talk on where you're at right now, because you spoke on your music video. Where are we at right now? What are we working with? What are we doing? What are we moving with?
So right now, so yeah, anyone that knows, I shot All Girls the Same music video this week. So yeah, just spent like 3 days in freaking driving, pain, agony, freaking bad acting and everything, and yeah, did the music video, and this, yeah, it was basically like, after speaking to all those labels, it really, like, yeah, so for everyone that didn't know, basically, as soon as the song dropped, we started getting hit up by every label in the world, and it just got a bit fucking out of control, where it was a bit, like, insane. So, regarding the music, I got the music video for All Girls the Same coming out now, probably in the next month or so. We're going to edit it right now, over the coming weeks, and start editing it. And then I've got 2 other releases, one called Good Things Never Last, and another called Medusa. And yeah, basically these are just like little snippet, like little sprinkle, like little Salt Bay on, just to entertain my fans for a bit, and just keep them, I guess, occupied. And
you have a specific niche of what you have right now. Are you looking to flirt with any different other areas of genres, of sounds?
Yeah, so that's the thing, man, because like I said, it's like X was my inspiration. I'm always going to uphold what I promised myself on that day. So it's pretty much, I make everything, man. Like, I got something that's like, one that's boom bap. I've got a song, one of my bros, he works with Juicy J. He makes like fucking incredible rap. Like, he sounds like new school Malcolm Moore, but like underground, like smoker. He's a sick kind. Love him. Shout out to Henry AZ. And I got like a couple other people. One's like Eli Ozzy. He's like one of the bros out in America right now, but he's like friends with like Post Malone and a couple other people. But music wise, I've just got those couple releases to just, I guess, show people I can not only just make All Girls the Same. That's one genre I'd put in slow rap. Oh, I know you put it in, but I put it in like that. But this next 2 releases are going to be more rock orientated, because I like a DJ. I know what to play next. Like, I know, like that's the thing. Like, most people don't comprehend.
You're a taster. You're a taster.
Yeah, like
as well.
I can feel. I feel my fans. I feel what they're needing or whatever, or what. Because I'm a fan myself. Like, I'm sitting there like, what would I want to see next?
So being so diverse, would you ever touch like genres like drill, for instance?
Oh yeah. So for example, like, yeah, I didn't dig into it, but yeah. So I've got one song that's like a romantic love song type of thing, or at least talking about someone I cared about on a drill song, rather than talking about shooting, stabbing, blah blah blah. Like, I feel like that's
a romantic drill. Let's make a new genre, bro.
Yeah, like, yeah. I'm just honestly, man. I'm just like, I'm trying to make music that I'm proud of, and I want to die happy with my resume. Like, I don't want to sit there and be like, I know, like, yo, I made some kid go out there and they robbed some house and now he feels like a cool kid. It's like, bro, I want to go out there and, like, when I play my fucking shows, you'll see my fans, like, leave crying, like, in happiness. You know what I'm saying? Like, not only
that's what you want.
they'll go home, start to record their songs, or they'll go home and work on their fashion business or whatever they're doing, because I'm, like, trying to inspire. I'm not trying to, like, make these people, like, I'm trying to make them evolve. These others be trying to make them dissolve. And that's the one thing where it's like,
that's a bar. That's a bar.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's it. And that's the thing, like, I feel like one day it will all make sense. But I think, like anything, Australia has soft ears, so it takes a lot of time for it to be accepted. But, for example, bro, yeah, like, I've got more streams. Everyone in Australia, bro, put all their streams together. I've got more streams than all of them put together with just one song. And it's like, they'll be like, oh, fuck, he's just one hit wonder. I'll be like, bro, you weren't here when I had other songs that did well as well. And it's kind of funny.
Yeah, one track that got taken down. Was that intentional?
Yeah, so the producer sold the beat, and that was a song called Parking Lot, and it went number 4 on Billboard chart in Japan. Did some movements in, I was like number 4 on the MTV Japan as well, and it was from one of my girls. Called shout out to Millette. She was an artist out in Japan, and she put my song on her playlist, and it just blew up. And for example, this shit that, like, these relevant people that have been here for 2 seconds don't know, but it's I don't need to explain it. But
it goes to show that, like, there's so many ways to blow up. Like, your story is a pure testament that there's not one way to do it, right?
Yeah.
Like, you've literally, your song's blown up through e-games, through India, through Russian TikToks.
Yeah, and their Facebook.
Through Japanese playlists.
Yeah. Shout out to VK2, the Russian Facebook.
Is there anything you want to say to your Russian, and, like, because you have fans just all over the world?
Yeah, it's insane, man. I just want to say, if anyone really spent the time to come see me in this video, I fucking appreciate you. And just know that this shit ain't easy, and just know that I'm very excited, because I'm about to change Australia or change the world. So I'm excited for everyone to see this year come to fruition.
Now, before we finish off with the final 4 questions, plug yourself, plug your socials.
Yeah.
You can find Ronan at Ronan Music, or Ronan on all platforms. You can find us at Rolling Up Entertainment on all platforms.
Shout out to Rolling Up.
The final 4 questions, let's dive into it in one sentence or less.
Awesome.
Okay, in 5 years from now, finish this line. 5 years from now, I will collaborate with...
okay, on the top of my head. XXXTentacion, Central C, do we go Drake? We're gonna be like Billie Eilish and Suicide Boys. Yeah.
Question 2: what keeps you up at night in one sentence or less?
Work. Just music.
Work, so many projects, so many things happening.
My thoughts. yeah.
Question 3: if your young yourself met you today, what would make them happy, and what would make them sad about you?
Oh, that'd be funny. I can the younger me would be like, can I have a feature? What's that shit? Or like, he'd want something. He'd
be trying to hustle you for something.
Yeah. And what was the other one?
What would he be sad about?
Okay, I think he'd be sad that he's still sad. You know what I'm saying?
That's heavy,
that's
bro.
deep.
Yeah.
That's it.
There's layers to this. This is an onion. There's
an onion to this shit, man.
And question 4: if you really know me, you would know that.
Mm-hmm.
Fill in the blank.
Okay.
If you really know me, you would know that.
Something my younger self?
No, like.
Okay, just end it. Okay.
Anybody. If you really knew me, you would know that.
You would know that I'm one of the most caring people you ever met, but one of the most quiet and secretive. You know what I'm saying? Like, I won't show it, but I care more than anyone.
That's the mask. And I'm very keen to see performances with the mask on with.
Oh yeah, fucking oath, man.
With like you on the mic and just doing festivals around the world. I'm very excited to see where you're going. There's so many things that are happening with yourself, and it's been an amazing pleasure to chat with you. I'm very keen to see yourself in a few years. Do you have a message for yourself, your future self? You're 22 years old, your 27-year-old self, I guess 5 years from now, that you want to pass on to him, whether it's a value you want to, for him to remind himself of?
I'd say...
And you're talking to yourself right now.
I'd tell him keep grinding, don't give up. I tell him, oh shit, you're gonna, I don't know, you will find the answers you were seeking very soon. Other than that, it would be go get that bag, and it'll be like, yeah, make sure that wifey and gold digger. That's it.
Easy. If you found this podcast entertaining, got any type of value, share it around. Listen to Ronan's music, and pass it on to a friend when they're saying, "Yo, what are you listening to as of recent?" Be like, "Yo, I'm checking out Ronan's music. I've been listening to Rolling Up Entertainment's podcast."
It does it. Like, guys, if you guys don't know about Rolling On right now, you're fucking stupid. And I'm very excited for the next couple of years for you too, man. Because I feel like not only that, like, everyone, as one grow, we all grow. And that's one thing. So Australia needs to understand we need to work together and we need to collaborate and stop this bullshit, childish fucking toy. Like, oh, don't touch my toys. Like, oh, this is my game. This is my game. Bruh, this world is everyone's game. You need to fucking play well or you're gonna get left behind.
Sure.
And I'd say so. Yeah, I'm excited to see you grow too, man, because this is something that I know will thrive. And so thanks so much for Rolling Up. For
I
having me.
appreciate you all. Peace and love. Let's roll up.
Awesome. Fuck yeah.
Shoo.
I appreciate it, bro. Fuck yeah. Peace.